Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Oh yes, it's Friday night. That makes it podcast
Welcome
night.
back.
Oh yes, it's Friday night. Oh what a night! I can't get low enough. Here we are, episode. You know what episode we're up to?
15.
15.
15.
That's welcome back, everybody.
Español. 15.
Welcome to the Two Dads podcast. I am the Uberman, Phil. That is the other man, Sid. And together, we are two dads, and we are too much like dads, and hence the reason why the podcast, Two Dads.
And we have the faces for YouTube and
Yep.
the voices for Spotify.
That's right, absolutely. So anyone else out there listening, thank you for joining us. Those watching, thank you for tuning in to YouTube and our socials. Welcome back. How are you, Sid? How you doing?
Welcome back. I'm well.
Yeah?
High and dry.
Oh, man.
High and dry.
Whew, you're
We
lucky.
had some serious rain in Melbourne.
We've had some waterfall, all right.
And
Wow.
My commiserations to all of you with small cars.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of flooding.
Plowing water today. Just plowing.
Oh, you
Wow.
mate. I know. I
Going
didn't-
down all the back streets. Just
You wouldn't
hitting
even
everything.
right? There wouldn't have been aquaplaning for you.
It's just throwing water on the roofs of other people. That's what was happening.
That's,
It's an arms race. It's real.
it is. It's very much real. But yeah, a lot of water. But you also what did you do today? Oh, hang on. It's happened on the podcast where we've lost the audio of the Uberman. Where's yeah. The audio's gone. I don't know. I'm flying solo right now. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast. We're two dads. We have Humphrey and me. I'm not sure what's happened there, but it just over time you just faded out. I know. This is interesting. What do we do? What happens when one half we go? Now you really do look like Humphrey. Mate, you are talking and I can't lip read, so we're in a lot of trouble. So, for those listening, we have I'm serious. For those listening, we have a very confused half of the podcast.
To detect microphone.
Oh, here we go, and he's back.
There you go.
What did you? It's not, and it's fading in and out. So something it doesn't like. Get the Amy headset. Get the Amy headset going.
I'll have to swap headsets. We'll start again.
Yeah, it's the Amy headset. You want to cut this? This is brilliant. This is perfect. Just quickly cut it. We're doing a technical support podcast episode today. What happens when you're on a Zoom call and the microphone cuts out? Yeah, wait, it cuts in and out. It's cutting in and out. I wonder why it's cutting in and out. So we're going to try the good old traditional Amy headset. So we've unplugged one. Oh,
This is
so this now
embarrassing.
isn't it?
So much like dads. Isn't it?
Well, hey,
So much like dads.
it's very much like Dad's. So I wouldn't be embarrassed. It's just all part of it. This clearly means we're going to go over the hour mark. Let's just be very clear about it. That's blown out of the water.
So one of the working titles is, is two idiots trying to make it under an hour.
We should have. Look, it's another podcast we could kickstart. All right, let's see.
We'll
what we
try.
got.
All right.
Let's see what we got here.
So
See
the
what
space
happens.
shuttle's going to launch any minute now.
Let's see what happens when you plug
Neil.
this in. What do we got?
Neil Armstrong.
Well, you're plugged
Is it
in.
working?
Yes,
Is that better?
It is.
It is much better.
We can hear
So, welcome to tech support.
you.
This is what I'm gonna say. I'll be helping you this evening. My name is Ranjit.
Your 16-digit certificate code, please. Ah.
Have you tried to turn it on and off again? Please do not laugh. This
Oh,
is
man.
a very serious topic.
Look, I'm actually excited this has happened. This is how real it is, ladies and gentlemen. None of this
So
stuff
this
is
goes to
scripted.
show you there's nothing pre-recorded. There's no editing.
There's no
This is
editing.
no safety nets.
There's
This is when you go to the circus and you watch those people up there on the ropes and you realize that there is nothing at the bottom.
No, that's
This is
right.
it.
That's
This is
it.
as real as it gets.
As real
So-
as it gets. Yeah, let's move that thing away from your mic before you blow everyone's eardrums off. But this is it.
Anything. So anything that
If you're thinking,
so anything silly that we do,
it's real. It's
this is completely unscripted.
zero planning.
And Philip has no idea
I've not,
what we're going to talk
I
about.
don't know what we're talking about. Before we get into what
So
we're
I know-
talking about, what do you want to do? I want to talk about. I don't know when you want to talk about this, but I know you will.
Hang on. Yeah, but
What did
you
you do
know.
today? What did you do today?
well, this is very important. But
Yes.
firstly, Phil,
Before we get there, yes.
we are the Two Dads podcast, not
Correct.
like
No,
for two. Like there's each of us.
not number two.
It's we are so much like dads.
Too much, as in TOO.
So
Correct.
we are the voice for the often silenced.
We try to be correct. We do.
So when you have a party and there is that uncle that's always making those silly jokes that you just want to walk away from.
thinking, dude. Hey, guy. Yeah.
We are representing that voice.
Yeah, we're happy to. We push him into the middle of the room. Go,
So-
speak louder. Speak louder.
Speak louder, please. I want to hear about that time that you went to Albury or something like that.
Yep.
So we love a good dad joke because it's a dad thing. We
yeah.
are dads.
Yep.
This is what the podcast is about. It's
That's right.
about two dads having a
Mhm.
conversation
Yep.
of some sort of ethical standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, love letter.
A love letter for common sense,
That's what we try. Yep.
something that's seldom heard
it's
and
look, it's,
less than often seen.
it's the hair in pockets. Those pockets are getting small. They're getting
There's a few
smaller and
people
smaller.
out there.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Anyway, we love the dad jokes. So
do.
we always not like to start the podcast
Of course.
with some dad jokes.
Yep.
So, Philip,
Sadiq.
what do you call a sad strawberry?
Oh, it's got to be a sour something. It's a sour something. I just know. I can smell it. What is it?
What do you call a sad strawberry? A blueberry.
Because it's feeling blue.
It's feeling blue.
Ah, yes, I like it. I knew it was something stupid like that. See, I know because I'm
That's a dad joke.
but I'm just trying to. That's a good one. A blueberry.
It's just
Oh.
always, it's universally funny.
That one there, you can just hear the dad
Dad,
in the
come
background.
on. Really? Do we really have to make those jokes?
Yep. What else you got?
What do you call a pig that knows karate?
Oh, a pig that knows.
What do you
karate.
call a pig that knows karate?
I should know. I feel like I should know this one. Let's not keep the listeners and viewers guessing. Waiting.
know.
Okay, tell us.
A pork chop.
Oh man, you know what's brilliant about it? The simplicity.
Yeah,
That's what's
it's
brilliant
just
about
simple.
it. It's just so simple.
It's not rude. It's not,
No,
insensitive.
no, it's just it is. It's pork.
It's just funny.
That's a karate chop. Pork
A
chop.
pork chop.
A pork chop. What else
So
you
the
got?
other thing we love,
Oh,
not only the jokes,
puns.
puns.
Love puns.
Puns.
And there's tons of puns.
There are tons of puns.
There are tons
you-
of puns. You just gotta
Until
look.
you actually pay attention,
Oh man. Then you just realize.
until you
other-
actually pay attention. Now I've got a perfect example that will show you, and until you actually pay attention. Now
Yeah.
I've got props,
Your props.
and and it's not like I'm really happy with myself. I've got props.
Okay, go. This is
So
good.
So the princess and Shakira, they went to the supermarket
Oh, did they?
and they bought some iced tea.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's a system of making iced tea. So
Okay.
avalanche, bubble tea. All right.
Okay. Oh, the
So-
bubble tea. Yeah, I've heard of this stuff.
It comes with all the ingredients.
Yeah.
Comes with the cup and the straw for you to make your own bubble tea.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, this is not for me, obviously, because sugar's the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't indulge.
Yeah.
So I didn't think anything of it.
Big.
And then I saw the back of the box and I'm like, it's a two dads moment. So check it out.
That's party. That's awesome.
You can't write this stuff, man. It just the punnage haunts me daily.
Party. Oh,
Let's
man.
party. So
Let's
Phil, you may have to explain
party.
it for
Oh, man.
those on Spotify
So that was on
after we stop
Spotify
laughing.
and listening through Anchor. On the back of this box, which is a take-home, make-your-own bubble tea, there is a heading that says "Let's Party," as in PAR-TEA, because it's bubble tea, and you're having a party. So, punnage, 10 points.
Available at a supermarket near you.
Oh, look at that.
Having said that, as long as all the personnel don't have the cocoa,
It's still open.
it'll still be on the shelf.
It's true. It's a disclaimer
So,
at the moment. It's the only
disclaimer.
disclaimer.
So
They're everywhere.
there it goes.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
It's everywhere. It just follows me. And again, you don't pay attention until you see it.
That's right.
Until you see it.
Then you realise you're living in the Matrix. Right then and there.
So
What else you got?
you like David Bowie?
Mate, back in the 80s, David was huge. Massive. Even still now.
Like David Bowie, right? Well,
Yeah.
obviously it's not
I
your
grew up with
favorite
him.
thing in the world, but
Yeah, no, we grew up with him.
We-
liked his music. Yeah.
for those of us our age and older, you
Mhm.
know who he is. Even
Sure.
for the young, he's still
Yeah,
fairly
he-
famous. And
yeah, absolutely.
since they just sold his whole all the rights to his music after he passed away
Mhm,
to
mhm.
some
Mhm.
I don't know, some organization for a lot of money.
Yep.
Right near the office on Waverley Road, which is so the suburb of Malvern on Waverley Road in
Yep.
Melbourne,
Yeah.
in Melbourne,
Mhm.
Malvern, Waverley Road, there is a hamburger place
Oh.
dedicated
Yeah.
to David Bowie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know this.
And the J-Man and I have been there.
Okay.
Yep.
Good-
And I
good.
have recommended to many people. Now, there's many items on the menu that are named.
Oh, okay.
Like
Oh,
I think
brilliant.
there's a Ziggy Stardust
Oh, really? So they've done. Oh, that's
burger. So they've done all the items of the menu
that
to
is
David Bowie.
awesome.
So the place is called Major Tom is a Burger Junkie.
Really? Is that what it's called?
Really,
That's
Major
amazing.
Tom is a burger junkie. I've met the owners. It's a husband and wife.
Serious?
So the owner's a dad.
Oh, there you go. He'd be
Of course.
our age, surely.
Major Tom is a burger junkie. He's on Waverley Road,
Oh, mate,
Malvern.
that is good.
All right.
And I'm tipping the burgers are
The burgers are fantastic,
have to
obviously.
be real hamburgers, right?
Real
Oh,
hamburgers,
really?
handmade,
Oh, Major
Great.
Tom is a burger junkie.
organic, all that, all that loveliness.
Oh, right.
Major Tom is a burger junkie.
That
I don't
is-
know if that's so much a pun, but it's just
Oh, that's great. That's brilliant.
it's very clever. So everything in the place is themed for David Bowie, and it's the only one which you would think that
Well, I've
someone
never
else would
heard
have,
of it.
had that kind of idea in the past. But there you go.
Obviously, big
And-
fans. Big fans.
I don't know what it is with the fish and chip shops, man.
Oh, we've had a few good ones.
I don't know what it is. This is another freelance. I've seen it myself. I drove
Yeah.
past.
Yeah, it's here in Melbourne.
It's called Hey Fishy Fishy.
Because that's awesome. Because what's the first thing you do
Yeah.
when you go to a
When
fish
you
tank?
fish,
Fishing,
hey fishy fishy.
fishy, fishy.
There's 5 of them. It's a chain.
Oh, it's a chain.
It's a chain.
No way.
Telling you, hey fishy fishy. One for Brunswick, one for Newport, and one in Fairfield,
You can
and plus interstate as well. Yeah, I counted like 5 of them. Hey fishy fishy
Hey, fishy, fishy.
is a fish and chip shop.
Clever. There's a lot of fish and chip.
Telling you.
We've had a lot of fish and chip shop puns.
Yep.
On this podcast, you've mentioned a lot.
The fish and chip shops are really.
It's a
It's like what I said the other time.
reading.
I
camp
think
puns.
it's because there's just people realize that they're sick of seeing just
Marvin fish and chips.
chips.
big
Yeah,
deal.
something fish and chips. Something fish and chips. I
Give
just
us
think that
something-
they're
something catchy.
yeah.
Fish and fries.
You know?
There's no thought there, but hey, fishy, fishy.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
Brilliant.
you like Back to the Future?
I do.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Mate, the original is probably the best one for me.
You like having to look for a bed? It's a long
No.
boated shore. This is freelance. This is another one. Another example. I'm just sitting at the lights. Then I just erupt in laughter
What have you found?
because if you like beds and you like the movie, it's time to go
Not back to the futon.
back to the futon.
I got it.
You got it. You got it again. You're punching above your weight, sir. Back to the futon. If it just has to be 88 mile an hour. That's
Oh man. 88 mile.
it's hilarious. I tell you. It was right next to me at the lights, and I turned and I'm like, this is
Where was this?
too good. Too good.
Where was this?
On Whitehorse Road.
Oh, okay. Jeez, what look at that.
Back to the
They've
futon.
even got, not exactly, clearly because of
Yeah.
copyright, but
Yeah.
they've taken the movie graphics and that's awesome. Back to the futon.
Back to the futon.
Oh man, that's great. That's good. That's a good pun. I like it.
And that was freelance, not researched.
Yeah,
Freelance.
mate, it literally pulled up next to you at the lights.
That's right. It actually pulled up next to me.
Literally.
I'm surprised it didn't errant the horn. It just said, hey, look at this.
Surprised the professor didn't stick his head out.
Oh, no. We gotta go. We're gonna be late.
Oh,
So, episode 15.
yes.
Episode 15.
Put this
I know Phil's been waiting.
Oh yeah,
Phil's been waiting
I have.
to have the reveal. So, episode 15
Yep.
is entitled So I Drove a Tesla.
Ah,
The Electric Future Part 2.
Yes. So
The Electric Future Part 2.
when did we drive? Because I know you did.
I mentioned it in last week's episode.
Yes.
I said
Yes.
I've, as one of the updates, I booked a drive.
There you
for
are.
Tesla.
Just
Again, the graphics letting us down again, but
See your lips.
there
But
is
there she is.
the Tesla.
Yeah. When you taking delivery?
Not yet. Not yet. It was just.
You-
I thought, well, they're always sending me emails, so
I better go and do the right thing.
yeah. I thought, well, it makes sense to actually have an informed opinion rather than just an opinion.
Preconceived? No. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's keeping an open mind.
Yep. So they're really like an obsessed friend, because after I made the booking, I got like 9 SMSs, 14 emails, about reconfirming the booking. It was like over and over again. I said yes, and then they also rang me as well.
Yeah. Did they roll out red carpet and throw pedals at your feet when you rocked up?
Well, the one that they had set aside for me is called Snow White's.
It's got a name.
That's what the guy said. Yeah.
Good God.
The guy said to me, "We've set aside Snow White for you."
What's the black one? Darth Vader? Maybe.
Well,
What other colours they come in? White, black, blue?
it's white, black, blue, some kind of red.
Red.
I think
Okay.
that's really about it. So the color
Yeah.
choices are
Basic.
fairly,
Yeah.
like obviously to streamline all the production.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I must say,
What are your thoughts?
I don't know if you could say I'm a skeptic,
Mm-hmm.
but I always had the notion that it was like using some sort of an appliance, like rather than
a car.
rather than a car, because a car is a very emotional thing for many people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Hence,
Yeah.
we have so many kinds of cars, so many size, shapes,
Variations.
for colors, variations. So you think
Modifications.
that it
Yeah.
certainly is not one of those one size fits all.
Mhm.
And I'm sure everyone has seen some YouTuber doing that sprint where with all the power and that sort of thing. But I always kind of thought, well, I'd always hoped that it was more than that,
Mhm.
and not just
Yeah, but
because it's all electric. As soon as you put your foot down, it's a
Yeah.
immediate,
is it?
all the torque and power. Oh yes, it is.
So-
That's it. It's almost shocking for those that are not ready,
Wow, really? So it's
because I took Shakira and the Princess down.
you took them as well. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So
No, I've been in a car that you've taken for a test drive before, and I can I just say
should we tell that story? Is the statute of limitations already gone from that? It is
all I
quite
can-
some time ago. How many
all
years
I-
ago was that?
that would have been at least 15 years ago, I reckon, 14, 15 years ago. And much like the Gravitron at, at goddamn Luna Park in St Kilda, that's the only thing I could liken it to. I was like this, like been stuck in my chair.
You were feeling sick.
Oh man,
you
I
were
was
feeling sick at the end of
the
it.
way you were driving that car. I thought I'm gonna lose bodily fluid in all orifices in any minute, and this is all gonna come out. The way you
Well,
drove
maybe we
it,
need
like-
to add a little bit of explanation. Obviously, we can't use the whole hour for the explanation. but
No.
do you want to
Just
have a
real
Do
quickly.
you want to have a go?
Yeah, no, I'll be real quick. So 14 years
Yeah.
ago, when I was looking for a new car, I go to Sid and I say, I'm looking at getting this particular car. What should I do? We go in and test drove a V-Dub. And I go, Sid, you test drive it just so I know what it feels like. So I test drove one, and then I got Sid to test drive the GTI. So I wanted to know what it felt like being a passenger. Well, we got to test drive this thing, and it was just us. And Sadiq decided to take it up to Dandenong.
Hang on, no. First,
I drove it to a
we
spot.
went,
Yeah.
and then we went back to the dealer,
Yeah.
because
Yes, we
we went
did.
around the block. We
Yeah,
went right back to the
that's
dealer.
right, that's right.
Sorry
You go-
to interrupt the storytelling.
No, you're right, because I drove it back to the dealer, and he goes, it's been 5 minutes. Take it for a drive. Take it.
No, and the guy went down on
Didn't
his
say?
knees as we drove in, and he put his hands on the tire.
Did he?
Yeah, and then he yells at us from the front of the car. He goes, "Hey boys, the tires are still cold. How did you go for a drive?"
And then Sadiq goes,
So I said, "Right,
step aside.
you're right." I
Well,
said, "Right, that's
I
fine."
said then, okay, Sadiq, you drive. And then we took it up to the Dandenongs, and literally
In the mountains.
in the mountains, hairpin corners, and Sadiq is, using driving lines and overtaking. Wow. The story ends.
I overtook
Sadiq
8 cars in one hit.
approaching a roundabout as we were supposed to be slowing down. To which, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was the fine Popo on the side of the road, and we turned around the roundabout. We went heading back, and as we're traveling,
There was
we were
a horse pony farm on the left,
Yeah, we were.
and they were on the side of the road.
We were driving normal, but yeah, we got pulled over.
Yep.
So I think your sweet talked your way out of a ticket that day.
No, because as we went round as we went right around the roundabout, which at that point when we were near the Popo, we were at the normal speed.
Yeah.
Some lovely person, which was I think the first of the 8 cars that I
That's right.
overtook, stopped and
you in, mate.
told the Popo everything.
Dobbed you.
So at this point we were driving normal, and I could see them in the rearview mirror, so I just drove normal. Yeah. Then obviously they had the lights on. They
That's what's under the pulleys.
they pull us over. They pull us over, and
It was a female. I remember it was a female.
yeah.
And a male. Is that right? I remember that much.
Yeah. So she came and asked for the license, and then she proceeded to say the story how they were stopped by for one of the cars that we overtook, and
I don't know what you said. You said
I
something. I wasn't there
sweet
'cause I was
talked
in the
my
car.
way out of it. They started laughing. I said, "Are you serious? Have a look at this car." You know, I can't remember exactly what I said.
I remember, all I do remember, because I stuck my head out, was, come on, this car's on steroids. What do you want me to do? I remember you saying that. Anyway, long story short.
Phil's in the passenger seat almost throwing up because at this point he was feeling so sick.
I was green because of the way this dude drove the car. Anyway, getting back to the story. Shakira and the Princess okay after being in the car with you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
For a test drive?
They experienced the acceleration of
so it's
how an electric car is.
It's
so
it's
the one
it's they say it is, right? It's in your opinion now that you've tested one. Yep.
So much so, but the one thing I was really skeptical about that it didn't feel like how you drive a car, like all the same.
Is that because there's no noise?
The same cues, yeah, because there's no noise. So everything comes through that screen in the center.
Yeah.
I actually really like that because the whole interior is so clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was white on white. So the interior is white, the car's white. It was for the long range version for dual motors, so that does around 680 k's on one charge.
Oh wow!
Which is very impressive.
That is very impressive. Absolutely.
And the one that was in the photo is around 79,000 on road, which is not offensive when you think about
not what you're getting.
Zero maintenance.
Yeah.
And
it's basically a really
no fuel
iPad.
costs.
It's an iPad on wheels, basically.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So the sound system, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's got in front of you under the dash, there's 2 phone slots.
Oh, really? Oh, perfect. So they've thought...
You stick the phone for you and the passenger, and it just goes on charge.
Yeah.
So one of the main things that in any car that I drive or that I've had a look at, the thing that shows a car that's really well thought out is when you hop in and you set the seat up, you set the steering wheel up, you set the mirrors up, you set your phone up. Some cars, it's like you're in there for an hour, only trying to pair your phone.
Yeah.
But for the Tesla, bang.
Instant.
Done, and you're off.
It's basically, it's software, right? That's what
you move the steering wheel, you do your mirrors, the seat, everything, and off you go. And the nav system is absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
When you make the comparison into that and to any other kind of car, plus all this is in the car. Like you don't have to add it on. It's all there.
It's there.
It sees even the cones. Like if someone's cones on the side of the road, if there's someone standing on the corner, you see you see them. Like it's not a photo, but you actually see
There's
So the car,
imagery to show.
yeah. So the car shows you where all the other cars on the road
Wow.
are. So if you're
Great.
going past a whole lot of cars that are parked,
Mhm.
it shows you like if it's a van, it's a
Mhm.
normal car, if it's a
Oh, so
motorbike, like it's showing all these images
that's
as all the oncoming cars as well, showing you all the speed signs, showing you
How
all the
would you-
lights, showing you.
How would you rate the intuitiveness of getting in there and off you go?
I think easily about an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Oh wow, so it's pretty high.
And I'm very
You're
critical.
like, yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
like, you
like
don't
there's some cars that I don't even I hate from the minute I'm in it.
like that Renault we
You
got
just-
in. Do you remember that thing?
The problem with Renaults is that they're great on the outside. They got all the styling and all that,
Rubbish on
but
the inside.
yeah,
So
the
they're
inside is
terrible.
like a lunchbox that you use for school.
That's a good way of putting
It's
it.
just- It's I don't know why they haven't fixed that. They go
Yeah.
through all the efforts for the engineering on the outside and everything underneath, but the inside is just like these. I don't know.
We ran out.
Francois, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what more to do.
So
And then they just leave it.
That'll do. With the Tesla, what's the screen
So with the
size?
Tesla, so the screen size,
It looks like
I reckon it's probably like a
12, 13 inch.
at least a 12 to 14 inch
Wow.
landscape
that's-
screen.
Oh, it's
It's-
on landscape. It's on landscape, so it's tall.
It's landscape, yeah.
Yeah.
And there isn't
Anything
anything
in it?
else. You have your steering wheel. On the steering wheel, it's just got
Aircon?
the
Aircon things.
2 roller buttons. Everything goes through the screen.
Also to control, but it has got the
Yeah.
air conditioning.
It's got all the menus
stuff.
on the screen. Yeah, that's
That's
all the
awesome.
menus in the screen. I think you would most likely need a solid few hours just to sit in a garage and to run through all the different options in the menu.
Features and setting it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
But obviously everyone's seen that kind of thing on YouTube, how all that works. So what I thought was most important was to try to relate the experience of the drive,
Mhm.
because this is what is hard to imagine when you speak about it in theory.
Mhm. Yeah.
So as you hop in, it comes with a swipe card. So you
Oh,
just
Okay.
hold the swipe card right up against where the B pillar is,
Okay. Yeah.
and then the car opens.
Oh, that's how it opens. So it doesn't come with keys.
Yeah, and then everything's on. So there's no key. So it only comes with a swipe card. So you do also use the app on your phone as
Okay.
well. So there's no key if that's what you want. If that's because we're all used to that for a normal car.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's no key.
Yep.
So the door handles have like a slider. So it's no handle that you
Oh.
you
don't
lift
click.
up. You
don't.
press it, and the door is actually hydraulically operated. So all 4 doors.
Wow.
As soon as
Okay.
you press it, you feel the door itself open,
Okay.
and then you hop in. You do your seat like a normal car.
Mhm.
The steering wheel, to move it up and down, in and out.
Yep.
It's all on the screen, and the same
Mhm.
the same for the review for the side view mirrors.
Mhm. Yep.
So all that you press right mirror, then you move
You can-
the switches on the steering wheel.
That's
So
what it's
unlike
from.
all other cars that have a switch for the mirror,
At that specific.
yeah,
Or
near the
at-
armrest, all this.
yeah.
So yeah, so what they use is so your 2 roller controls on the steering wheel are like home keys.
I understand.
your phone.
Yeah.
So it's not specifically. It's for any function at the time.
Depending on what
It
you selected
assigns.
on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty clever.
basically, one is up and down, and one is for left to right.
Yeah.
So you do the same thing with all the
That's-
controls for the air conditioning, the mirrors, everything. So everything runs through the center screen.
That's clever.
So once you get used to that, it's actually fairly intuitive. Obviously, when you're trying to work it all out on the move, because
yeah, and you're trying to concentrate on driving.
because we only had half an hour.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the kind of thing that you'd like to have it
It's enough
for a
time
few
for you-
days, you know.
enough
But
time for you to do some
it was
damage.
it was enough time to experience that unrivaled unrivaled acceleration is what I could say.
So
You've
you're
obviously
impressed by it? You're impressed by that acceleration?
exceedingly. It's not the acceleration. The acceleration I was expecting
Yeah.
because it's an electric motors.
Mhm.
They are electric motors, so there's no of a transmission. There's no
Mm.
anything in the way. So it's
Yep.
basically
Straight bang.
so what I was most of worried about was that the experience when you drive is like you're flipping a switch, like you switch the lights on.
Mhm.
Because
like
a
anything
normal
different?
car, it's like you have the switch in your light where you go from really high to really low, or really low to really high, you know, like that. It's
Yeah.
there's a time for it to go full speed.
Yeah.
All right.
It ramps up. Yeah.
But for the electric experience, it's more or less instant as soon as you put your foot down.
Wow.
And it just hauls you back in the seat until you take your foot off.
Oh, really?
So
Jeez,
what
okay.
I was very concerned about was that it would feel like you're playing a game, like you're not really properly using a car, because you don't drive like that on a regular basis.
No, well,
Most people, if at all.
that's right. It's not something you get to do here.
The great part of it is that when you're in the short lane, doesn't matter how short,
Yeah.
there is literally no car that is going to make the gap
Yeah.
earlier than you.
Yeah. So you're always looking for that left hand lane. And
So-
there you go.
That's probably the main experience.
Mhm.
It makes no difference
Yeah.
how short that lane is. As soon as that light goes green, bang, and you're already
You're
in
off.
front of the other car.
Yeah.
and then you slow down.
Easier car
Easy.
length. Yeah.
Easy.
Wow.
It doesn't matter
How's
what's in the other lane.
yeah? Could be
They're
anything
never going to have the time to accelerate.
that quick.
Yeah.
Like
So that was,
like a GTS. No chance of the GTS getting in front of
you bring anything you like.
you. Wow.
You bring anything you like. Any Lamborghini, Porsche, anything you want. There is nothing else that's going to leave the line and go 0 to 40
Wow.
in that short space of time that is going to be able to be in front of you,
That's
because it's
insane,
just
isn't
so
it?
instant. It's just like that, and then
Wow.
you're in front. Now that leads. Can you remember when we did speak about the whole sort of electric future thing?
Yep.
I don't think your mind and your hand-eye, most people's abilities to think as fast as what the car can do,
Mm-hmm.
I think will be the problem in the end.
Okay.
But the good part about it is that the actual experience of driving the car is so intuitive. Like the car is showing you everything that's happening around you.
Mhm.
Every time you put your indicators on, you got the view of the side that you're indicating to, plus the view at the back.
On the screen.
Yeah. So say you're about to turn out of a street.
Yeah.
It's showing you the front round the corner if you're turning right.
Yeah.
Plus, as you're turning, it's showing you the view at the back.
Oh wow! So it's got that.
And the screens and the cameras, it's like the first time you sort of ever saw HD.
Oh, it's that crisp.
You know, it's like it's so crisp and clear.
Wow.
It's amazing. If you ever hear anyone that's had an accident in a Tesla by themselves without someone hitting them,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be driving.
'Cause
It literally shows you every possible thing,
yeah, to provide you that.
so that you are
Mm.
fully aware
Wow.
of everything
I
that's
did not
around you.
know that. So the
So-
rest of the driving experience. I mean, off the line.
It
is one
drives
thing,
like a yeah. So the speed is one thing. If you
but
put that
everything else, like turning and-
outside, it
cruising.
drives like a really solid, stable car. There's no wheel spin at all.
Oh wow.
Like it sorts everything all out without you having to deal with it. And it obviously we spoke about right at the start of the show how bad the weather was.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah. And this is the roads are wet.
Didn't matter. It didn't matter in the Tesla.
No.
Handled it, no worries.
No sliding around.
So even when
Nothing.
you take off, there's none of this. The back end,
Nope.
losing the back end. Wow.
Nope.
That's
So
amazing.
that's where it's not the same as if
Yeah.
you buy some kind of high performance
Yeah,
road car.
they won't do well in Nari.
Yeah, it
People like losing the back end.
you can't have for the comparison because it's so stable and so agile.
Not a car for summer nuts. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you could. Well, I'm sure it'll do burnout at some point, but you just don't need to.
That's phenomenal to think that a car, because we've grown up like we've done that in cars, right?
Yeah,
And the thought of a car.
I was doing it in Rexton the way
I thought of a car.
in the rain,
Of course you were. The thought of a car
plowing
not
through the
doing
water.
that, not doing that. It's like, wow, that's just how far we've come.
Yeah, it's amazing that for a reasonable price you can get something that is
80 grand is not that bad.
literally like I'd be shocked if you hit something or you did something stupid
It's probably hard to braking
to cause an accident.
Just as
Yeah, so it has. You can. We have explained to all the viewers and the listeners when it comes to any sort of electric or EV vehicle, there is what is called regen,
Mhm.
which is when you remove your foot off the accelerator.
Yep.
All the electric motors will recuperate all the energy that they've spent
Mhm.
under regen. So it's almost like that same feeling when you slam your foot on the brakes, but not fully, but in a slow manner.
Mhm.
And it's that feeling. So the car slows down itself.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
what they've always spoken about is 1 foot driving, which is exactly true. I didn't know. I didn't quite think it would work that way, but it is. So because the car's got regenerative for braking, as soon as you remove your foot off the accelerator, the car is
Automatically
already
brakes.
slowing down.
So you don't really need a
So
brake, almost.
yeah, so it means that for most of the time you're just having your foot on and off for the throttle.
Oh,
And most of the time when you're at the lights, you just have your foot off the throttle and the car stays there.
oh, does it?
It won't move.
Oh, you don't have to put your foot on the brake.
No. Because of the
Doesn't
regen.
roll? 'Cause
No,
doesn't-
it
doesn't
won't
like a
roll,
normal
it just
car?
stays still. Yeah. No, it won't roll forward.
Oh, I did not know that.
So the experience of driving is very impressive,
Oh, okay.
which I found that hard to believe because I had this feeling that it's most likely like an appliance. But
Like a toy.
but the overwhelming amount of people that say it's like I did tell you the story about the guy that I know that has one. He said he will never ever have any other type of car ever again.
There you go. You see a lot of them on
He's
the
just
roads.
that
There's a lot
happy
on the
with it. Yeah,
roads.
they're selling a lot. So
There's a lot more
I'm very
people.
impressed. Look, it's not for everybody,
Mhm.
obviously, because you have the situation of, well, I can't just say I'm going to go to Brisbane. You need
Unless
to plan.
you plan it. Yeah.
You need to
Unless
plan your journeys.
Yeah, you need to
So
know where you can go.
the wall charger that you need at your house
Mhm.
is around $760.
So what does that do? That just plugs into normal power and it must have some sort of
So
converter
it
in or
needs to
something.
be installed by an electrician.
To mains. Is that right?
So all up, including the cost of the charger, it's about 1,500.
Yeah.
Installed in the garage in your house.
Mhm.
So you have to have off-street parking or undercover at least.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but really in a garage would probably be the better.
Yeah.
So you're looking at $1,500 to have your home charger.
Mhm.
And if the car's empty, it needs about 8 hours
Okay.
to
So
charge
overnight.
full. And then, so with the $79,000 one that I drove, it's 680 of range.
Which is pretty. That's a decent range,
It's-
and that's
legit.
range depending on how you drive.
Yeah, obviously, if you're going to
Keep fit.
drive experiencing the full acceleration all
You'll
the
burn more
time, but
power.
if you drive normal and you have the regen on,
Mhm. Yeah.
I think it's
I mean,
it
600K
is
is
very
alone is a
achievable.
lot. Yeah. 600K
Most
is a lot.
a lot of people, except me,
Yeah.
a lot of people won't do that in a week.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So
It's
if you
the
have to put it
average,
on
yeah.
charge, yeah. And it's like I said, it doesn't matter what other. I mean, everyone's having electric cars now. Every manufacturer is
Definitely on that.
also having a go, but
Yeah.
you cannot upstage Elon Musk
Wow, he's got it.
because the car feels like him. You know, it's understated. It's not pretentious,
Mhm. Mhm.
but
That's a good way of putting it.
it does exactly what it should.
But that's how it's been designed, right? So to me, it sounds like it's been designed, the software,
Which is
and then the
infinitely
car around it. right?
upgradable.
That's right. So they've done software, and then they've built the car around it. And because as I understand it, it's clearly the software that operates the car that's able to generate the power and work with the motors and do all the bits and pieces. But that's
Yeah,
probably
and
the
this
starting point, right?
software is infinitely upgradable, the same as your operating system is.
That's insane.
So, for example, if you fork out the extra
Wow.
$10,000,
10 grand. What do you get?
you can get the full version of autopilot. So autopilot is complete self-driving,
Wow.
completely autonomous.
Press a button, say a location.
If you want to fork out another
So you're
10 grand.
10 grand for kit. And you're
and
David Hasselhoff.
and the guy at the dealer said, "Oh yeah, we actually just switch it on. You just have to pay for it online, exactly how you buy something from the App Store.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's the same. And you just pay for it.
You download it.
And as soon as you paid for it, when you go to your car, everything is already there. They just switch it on. So you pay the 10 grand so that it works. Everything is already there.
So they switch it on at some central location.
Yeah, so
your car's got a serial number or some sort of number, and it's on some sort of server. And
so the car has Spotify, YouTube, everything.
Wow.
And it's got its own internet. It's got its own everything.
Oh, does
it? It's completely standalone.
Wow.
So you get all the upgrades over the air. So exactly the same.
I knew
exactly the same how your phone updates its operating system.
Yeah.
The car is the same. Say, for example, they found some kind of fault that something's happening for another country, and they've worked out how to do a software fix. It's automatically uploaded onto your car.
Okay.
They'll just do the whole series. Every car in the world will just get upgraded.
Doesn't that open up another conversation though about security?
But it's all covered by Elon Musk. So anything happens to your car in that way, they have to sort it out.
I hear there's some good hackers.
Yeah, no. I mean, in theory, if you hacked it, you could. The thing would be able. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the same for everything. What are you going to do? Everything.
I watch Fast and Furious 8.
I've even seen people selling toasters that are Wi-Fi. So.
Wow, really?
Toasters? I don't know why you need this. Yeah.
Is that so you can
leave the bread in there and you can say, okay, I want the toast when I come home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So when you come home
and it's ready,
you'll be like, okay, Google, please start my toaster.
Oh Christ, seriously?
So the other
common sense. What's the common sense message here about?
Look, I think the common sense, and also from an ethical standpoint, I don't see anything wrong with it. If you can, obviously afford it, and you can.
People can, man. You can lease them. Right?
use it. Yeah, yeah.
You have to pay cash.
I reckon it's
Please
from
don't
the
do that.
common sense and from the ethical
Interesting.
standpoint, it's not saving the environment. So don't fool yourself. It has it has the fully environmentally friendly vegan leather.
Oh, how does it?
Yeah, it's got the vegan leather.
Vegan leather.
It's got vegan leather.
Is that corn that's been spun into leather?
I don't know.
How do you get vegan leather? I don't
No,
understand.
no animals were harmed in the making of a
Oh.
Tesla.
It's not how vegan.
It's vegan leather. That's all. That's one of their things.
I'm gonna have to
tell
look
you.
up and
It's
see
got
what
vegan leather.
vegan. I'm gonna Google what vegan leather is.
It's vinyl, man. It's
We used to call it vinyl back in the 80s.
Yeah, and now it's called
It's vinyl.
vegan leather. Vegan leather only to make people feel better. So, from an ethical standpoint,
It's vinyl. It's great.
the car drives like a car. It drives. It does all the normal things. Like it just feels like a really solid,
Decent, clunk
well-made car.
When you close the door,
it
decent
feels
clunk
really
and all that,
solid.
not that
Like all the
tinny-
doors. No,
Yeah.
and the frunk is really usable.
Yeah.
You can
That's
fit
true.
maybe three sort of onboard bags
Okay.
in the front. In the boots, huge,
Yeah.
huge. Heaps of
Inside,
space.
how did the princess and Shakira feel? Like, were they
Yeah, fine.
comfortable? A lot of leg room.
Yeah, I mean it's
White
probably,
leather?
but
You just-
there's heaps of room inside the car. Maybe not so much for your feet in the rear seat because obviously it's not the long. If you go sort of 130,000, 150,000, you get for the S model and all the other. But I wanted to drive something that is in reach of average people.
Yeah. And look,
The S, the X, the Y, they start to go up.
Yeah, they're six figures there.
Up sort of into the 100,000s. I mean, the Y is like a SUV version of the 3.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a little fugly.
Yeah,
like it's not the shape is a bit
wonky.
At least the 3. I mean, I don't think you're ever going to stand at the front of your house and just admire all the lines. It's not that type of car.
No.
Yeah. But what I love is to be, because for what I love is what you enjoy, where you spend most of your time. And that's in the driver's seat or inside the car. Yeah. Inside the car, super impressive. It's not trying to be something. It's not. It is its own thing. It's not trying to be a Mercedes, not trying to be an Audi. It's not trying to be anything else. And that's what I love. I love the kind of honesty.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If it's not for you, no worries.
Yeah.
You got to look for something else.
And in time, prices will come down. It'll be far more in reach of, consumers price-wise. I mean, you think about it when flat screen TVs first came out.
65 grand is for the rear-wheel drive, just the normal range, which is still around 400 odd Ks of range, which is plenty. If you got your charger at home, I don't see the issue.
I mean, if
65 grand.
Even if you charge twice a week, you're still doing well.
Yeah, and you get a $3,000 grant from the government, which ScoMo is slashing anyway. So
he needs the funding through his election. Speaking
of ScoMo, I'm just going to do a really good segue because now we've reached that part of the show where we do some updates.
We do.
So
what's ScoMo?
ScoMo.
What's Scotty from marketing up
our
to?
mates.
Hey, it's life.
I've been laughing about this all week. It's the funniest. So for those on Spotify, someone has done a poster in remembrance of Meatloaf, who passed away
recently
in the week, with our Prime Minister Scott Morrison.
Yeah, and the sentiments of
SH1T loaf.
SH1T loaf, Mr. Morrison.
So
that's a good one. I like that.
That's so funny.
Good segue.
So, updates for Coco.
Ah, yes.
My God.
What are we up to?
Now they're going to mandate the boosters
No.
as well. All the states are going to force
Here we
it.
go.
Now, I've looked many times at my certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Both Phil and I are fully boosted.
Mate, to the max. Like
Can
a
you
Tesla.
tell the difference on your certificate, Philip?
Can I tell the difference?
Yeah.
I have a different date on my certificate.
Yeah, but you
No,
only
no.
have one. You only have
Just one date.
your
though.
birth date and one date.
Yeah, just have the date
So-
of the previous or of the final
Of the last.
Of the
It's
last.
of the last.
Yeah.
So how would you know by me showing you my certificate that I've had 3?
You can't tell
two.
by the certificate. You can't tell by the certificate. I think you need to. I think on the Medicare website, I think it's if you go to a different version of the Medicare website, it has.
Yeah, but
different
I'm
dates.
standing in front of you
Yeah, I know. No, you
at
can't
your
tell.
at your lovely establishment, and you're supposed
much
to only
like-
let people in that are now
Yeah.
fully
Wow.
dosed.
Is that really happening? That aside,
That's right.
if Elon Musk was running this, mate, he'd do an update where it shows all 3 dates because the dates
That's
are
right.
available because they are available. They're on a server, and they just show a certificate that had 3 dates. That's how you fix the problem. Very simple. Just a change in the code, and away you go.
Yeah.
Away you
So
go.
that's another one.
But that aside, there are people out there, and let's not be naive about this.
Yeah.
There are fake certificates out there that are being used right now.
100%.
Right? There are fake
100%.
ones. So it's going to make
And-
interesting times.
And the other thing as well is that also they have decided for all schools, all students must take 2 rapid tests every week.
For the first month, I believe, is what they're doing. They're trialing it.
Have any of these people that sat around in the boardroom and made the decision actually had kids or actually been in a school?
Yeah.
How are all these kids going to line up
I think the
2
idea is
times a week?
I think the idea is to do it at home. So the parents will be the ones administering. So we got for our small fry
Mhm.
in primary school.
Small Smurf,
Yeah, little Smurf there. She
little Smurf.
yeah, she got a letter. We got a letter saying that she starts school on Monday, and
Yep.
she will be provided with 5 rapid tests.
Yep.
To cover the first month. So the intention is there. I think we're going to get a letter or something that tells us what days we need to do the testing. I'm anticipating it'll be like a Monday, Wednesday sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
because that'll cover
That
the
makes
week
sense.
and after
Yep.
the weekend. That's what I'm anticipating. But then it'll be 2 for the 5 will be the first 3 weeks. We'll get you some time.
Yep.
Because is it going to take off? It's going to happen in schools. And if it's going to happen, it'll happen in the first month where it just goes, much like a Tesla, mate, bang, and it'll just straight off the line. It'll go
But
everywhere.
there's the whole self-reporting and
Well,
you know.
we've got that
Anyway.
now. And then you look at some of the numbers now that are self-reporting and, what do we have? 13,000, whatever. We got more than that.
all the numbers are going down.
Yeah, but that's because, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You're asked to. And, I get it.
And if you're a nurse,
Internet.
you're allowed to go back to work after 2 days.
Yeah. Well,
But
this is
if
learning
you're
to
either
live
one of
with it,
us,
man.
you got to go back to work after 7.
Yeah, well, it's learn to live with it. And the same with the schools. Like, we got a notification to say that if a child does test positive, you don't come to school, you stay away for the 7 days, and there'll be an out-of-school program, which is basically online. I'm not sure how the way that probably needs to work, and every school's different, but Little Smurf has got a Chromebook that's provided by the
Mhm.
school. It's like that comes home first after first day of school, and it sits at home in the
Yep.
event that it's needed, I think,
Yep.
or whatever. We'll find out. Look, there's gonna be a bit of mayhem, right? I think with it all, and some parents aren't happy about the rapid testing. Others were probably going to do it anyway.
Well,
So
I don't think anyone's. You can't
not
please
wrapped
everyone.
about it. Yeah, you're not wrapped
So,
about it, but
yeah.
I guess the main thing is, and the common sense thing is, they're they're putting measures in place to protect everybody. I think that's the key thing, right? And they've said for at least at Little Smurf School, foundation to grade 2, you don't need to. It's not mandated to wear a mask. It's encouraged.
Mhm.
For the rest of the school, it's mandated. The old
It's
kids,
mandated.
right? So we're going to see what the first month does, and then we'll take it from there and see how it works. But I dare say, unless something drastic happens come winter time, I think homeschooling is potentially a thing of the past. The whole class, unless the whole class gets it.
Yeah, well, look,
But they're gonna
it's
get
not
it.
something that we're not used to anyway. So
No, but I think the
it's
case
easy
will
just to
be,
flick it into gear now.
look, kids get it, and I do know friends who have with their kids who have had it, and cook for a couple of days, but
Yep.
they've come good, right? I guess the primary school kids, it's just how many have gone to had the hut, gonna get it. They've only probably had one because they've got to wait so many weeks before they get the second one. So it's two schools of thought. The first school is they're young enough, they're well protected, they should be right. This is just taking some precautionary measures to make sure everyone's safe. And if you can catch it early, we stay home, which should be the case anyway, even when a child is sick, irrespective of cocoa or not. That's something that we've done. If they're not well, they've got a runny nose and they're coughing, you're staying home because clearly there's something going on. Don't go to school. You're staying home.
Which you would most likely. That's what you do anyway.
Yeah, I know, but some parents, because of circumstance, they don't have that luxury. I mean,
That's right.
They've got to go to work, and I get that, because if they don't, well, then they aren't bringing money in, and they're not supporting the family. So that's their catch-22. So I think we just need we'll need a bit of patience. I think we just need to, with Little Smurf, we haven't made a big deal about it. We've just told her, look, it's something that mum and dad are going to do. We've we've rat tested before, and they've seen us do it, so it's no big deal. So not to say we don't want to make it normal, but we're not going to go and carry on about it. So that way it's all this conjuring of, I've got to do this, and it's a bad thing. It's just something we're doing for now, and it's not going to be forever. I don't think it'll be forever.
Like a lot of things that we didn't realize that we could do, we've done it, and it's normalized.
And it's also passed, right? This too will pass. It's just
my only issue is all the confusion. That they cause. I'm all for the support and order, but they need to focus on how to make things less confusing. Just give 3 steps so that everyone
I
is
think
under
that's
the
how
same
they
roof.
do.
But
I think with the schools, that's what they're doing.
You can't tell one group of people that if they're positive, they can only isolate for 2 days. Some you can still go to work. Some you need to wait 7 days. It's got to be one in, all in.
Yeah, I think if you work in corporate, this day and age, you could probably do your job from home, right? So if you have to stay home because you got the cocoa and you're crook, you probably don't want to go to work because you won't feel like it. But when you feel good, you can log on and do the rest of your work. Others
all you have to do is find a different filter.
But others find it as a fantastic excuse or reason to I can't come to work because I'm a close contact.
Don't get me started. I'm a close contact. Then it's I've been infected. Then it's I got a sore shoulder from having the shot. Now there's one of my housemates. Then there's another one of my housemates. Mate, 7 weeks in a row, there's just something always on that last day when they're supposed to come back afterwards. It's just
ridiculous.
It's frustrating.
But this is the world we live in. This is what it's frustrating. But when you surrender yourself to the fact that you're going to have people that will toe the line, you'll have people that follow the rules, you'll have people that will question things, and you'll have people that will take advantage of it. Life's a little bit more, I don't know, tolerable. because I'm sure you've heard it. The Athena real estate's
Like-
copping it right now with some
Yeah.
of her staff as well. So,
If I see another one of those SMSs from the health department saying, "Hello, Fred, you were positive on blah blah blah," it's like, God.
it'll get to the point where that it won't matter. It'll be a thing in the past, right? I mean, we had all of the contact tracing. They're
Yeah.
not doing that now. Surely, there's no way you
All
can
gone.
do that. It's gone.
No.
What's the point? It's
Gone.
just it's up to the individuals doing the right thing. And if you don't, well, okay, well you don't, and this thing circulates. But you depend on the majority doing the right thing,
Yeah.
and hopefully that's enough to get us through. Now,
Yeah.
we're living a bit of a honeymoon period. With summer, winter will be a really good test of how things turn out.
And
See
now
what
we get to
happens.
see more things like this.
Oh yeah, we've been experiencing stock. No, even you can't even get peri peri anymore. We are unable to
Nando's.
open. They've run out of chook. Is that what it is?
Have you
Run out of
been?
chickens?
Have you been into the gym? Oh, obviously you're going to say no because you don't go
Yeah.
anywhere
I do go places.
for the last.
I go CrossFit. I go to
When found myself at the Jam Factory.
yeah.
You
On
have
Chapel?
fond memories of the Jam, yeah,
Oh,
on Chapel,
yeah,
which is one of the
yeah,
main drags.
Yeah.
Every single shop closed out of business.
Out of business.
Out of business.
As in
This
at
is
the
the signs on one of them.
Wow.
The
what?
only shop still open in the Jam Factory in Melbourne. Sorry for anyone that's not from Melbourne, but
Yeah, this is an iconic
Um,
place.
yeah, it's an iconic street of our youth.
Chapel Street. Yeah.
Yeah,
still
it's
got the
like where
cinemas
everyone
there?
goes.
They still got the
Yeah,
cinemas?
that is it. In the Jam Factory, it's
That's
just the
it.
cinemas.
What's a
Even the
cafe?
cinemas, you know how there was that front, you know, how there's half the cinemas upstairs on one side, the other half
Yeah.
upstairs on the other.
Yeah.
There was that front area where you go to buy the
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
No one is even there. Now they've got just self-serve.
You can buy your
You
own
self-serve
ticket.
your ticket and then go upstairs.
You're kidding.
This is the Jam Factory is 95% closed, but open until midnight.
For the
But
movies.
all the shops are closed, like not trading. I'm not just
As
saying
in-
that they're closed as if there's no one in. There's
But
no
they're
one
no
there,
longer.
but
There's no one
not
there. Like
trading. Yeah.
as in no longer a business. It's not.
So for TGI Fridays is all gone.
What?
All gone.
Wow.
The only shops in the Jam Factory, one is outside of the entrance,
Yeah.
is for Boost,
Yeah,
and
it's been there. A while.
and for Cotton On. That's it.
That's
Every
all
other shop inside the Jam Factory is closed for business.
All boarded
Never
up.
seen that ever.
Wow.
We were all.
Is this when you went to go watch? No.
Even Shakira was shocked.
What did you go to the Jam Factory for? Is this for Spider-Man? It wasn't for Spider-Man, was it?
No, because
For another
after we finished.
Oh, this today. Tesla.
But the Tesla, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
this today. Beg your pardon.
It
just went
was,
down there.
It was raining,
So-
so we thought we'd
Go to TGI's.
we'd stop for coffee.
Couldn't
No, you
even
don't
get
ever
that.
get coffee. You know, even those ones outside,
Yeah.
all closed.
All shut.
All closed. Everything's out of business.
I would have thought they
Never
could have
seen that ever.
I thought they
This is
could
the
have
result of the
survived-
cocoa.
But I thought they could have survived just in the locals going around getting coffees and breakfast.
You would think so.
Yeah.
When have you ever been to that area for Chapel Street and
Oh,
Richmond on a Friday afternoon?
no. Jesus.
Park anywhere you like,
Really? That
either side of the street. This has never been our experience
serious?
in our entire life.
We used to do
in
trap
Australia.
laps to try and find a park.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a reason why we drove up and down the street with
Looking for a park because
with all the subwoofers on because
couldn't
looking
find
for a park.
You couldn't find a park, so you just drove up and down.
That's
Is
the
it
result of the cocoa.
That quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the rest of the street, I mean, there's still rag traders and retail.
A lot of them closed up. Like maybe every third shop is closed. And not just closed as in
Not working.
there's no one in there. It's like closed for business,
shut down.
out of trading. Yeah. Never seen that ever in all my
So
time in
that's
Australia.
the experience in Chapel Street. what's
Yeah.
the city like? Burke Street and all the
That's right.
surrounding. What's that like in the city? You probably been
Yeah.
through there.
Well, they're still 60% empty.
Wow,
Now, if you want office space, it's you
mate,
can
they'll give it to you.
you can go
almost.
anywhere you like.
That's insane.
So, moving away from the cocoa as we head
Mhm.
towards the end of our show.
We're over the hour mark, by the way. But hey,
Are we?
this
Sorry.
far down the rabbit hole. Don't worry about it now.
So we've lost the working title then of two idiots trying to make it under an hour.
no. More like two idiots going.
And the
over
other one
an
I
hour.
thought of was Diesel Boys. So moving away from the cocoa, but still staying on ScoMo.
Oh yeah,
Moving away from the cocoa, but still staying on
Just
ScoMo.
I like it.
For those of you not from Australia,
Mhm.
we have every country has a national day.
Yep.
So obviously we have Australia Day,
Ah, yes, we
which
had that
was
this week.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So
Yep.
every Australia Day they roll out awards for people that have done something really good in their community.
Mhm. Yep.
And
Stand up citizen. Yep.
there was one lady who does not like our Prime Minister even more than we do not.
She's not a fan. She's definitely not a fan.
Not a fan. And
Not at
she
all.
was hyper rude. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah. No. Yeah. She was
Spoiled, like a spoiled 5-year-old that is not having their way.
Yeah. She was a bit of a stick in the mud about it. Yeah.
Which
put it
has
this way.
polarized many people.
Yeah. She wasn't. How can you put it? She wasn't. She was obvious about it.
She
was obvious.
barely shook his hand. You know, it's like when you see someone that they've had an argument and they're still trying to and they're still trying to not speak to the person that they're next to, you know. It's like that. She had a horrible look on her face.
Oh.
She refused to shake his hand almost.
Kudos to the photographer though. That's some skill to catch that shot. I mean, that takes and I reckon they were going, mate, just keep my finger on this click button. I'll catch one. I'll catch one.
Film it.
I'll catch one.
But it was very amusing, to say the least. But I don't think she did herself any favors though, because many people are supporting her stance on all the violence against women, which
absolutely.
we do as well.
100%.
But it's like I said, I don't think she has helped her cause at all, because surely there was a more articulate, intelligent way. I mean, we don't like the Prime Minister either.
No, but I mean, you still.
But if I'm in the same room with him, I would ask him, what's wrong with you? Or, you know, you make a statement with some thought, and to actually have him in a position where he has to answer intelligently, not just flip him off.
Yeah,
and try to ignore him, because she couldn't. Maybe she shouldn't have shown up. Maybe that would have been the much better, and to just send a statement out.
I mean,
but don't go to the event and then snub the guy.
I think she missed the opportunity to ask a legitimate, but you know, almost squirmish type of question if she had have gone in there a bit more prepared. But
you use your moment in the spotlight where she could have, as she's shaking his hand, hit him with the question.
But she clearly knew that she was going to meet him, and she had, it was premeditated that she goes, I'm not giving this guy anything, but I will turn up and grab my award because I want to be the face of what I'm pushing for. But you were right there with the big guy, and you could have asked something which made him maybe dance a little bit, because then how his answer becomes very important. Then how he answers it, right. And if he answers it in such a way which brushes you off, well then that's on him. Whereas now she's made it about her.
You cannot accept a job at an abattoir and then make a protest that you're a vegan.
Well,
You know,
well,
like
yeah,
you shouldn't have taken the job at the abattoir then.
that's right. Because
If you're a staunch vegan.
that's right. They were not rolling corn on that line.
So
much.
all
Anyway.
her issues with the Prime Minister and his said handling of
Mm.
the situation of entrapment for women
Mhm.
in the political sphere
Yeah.
should have been handled. Like I just feel that she missed her moment
Yeah, I
and
agree.
instead
Yeah.
has kind of flipped people around where they're not focusing on her having like upscaled her life from being a victim,
Yeah.
you know, and really
Yes.
highlighted the plight
That's
of
right.
the violence against, you know, against
She's-
for women in
Yeah.
society.
she's-
Then just turned it around into something that's almost anti-feminism,
yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
even
You're right.
other for women, that's what I showed the video to my Shakira.
Mhm.
And it's the first thing she said. This woman's, what is wrong with this woman? Why did she go in the first place?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. Exactly. She's made it about her for the wrong reasons, not for the right reasons. The person who should have been embarrassed, or the person not made look to be embarrassed, not made to be embarrassed, but the attention should have been on ScoMo. And if she wanted to ask him the question, ask the question. I'm not saying going in there and, you know, high five and all
Screaming
that
at him. Yeah.
No, not at all. But there was an opportunity there.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
So, as we wrap up,
even
though we're nowhere near an hour, but anyway, as we wrap up,
over an hour, we're probably about an hour 15. So
another thing,
keep going if you want.
as with the fish and chip shops,
Uh,
another subgroup of restaurateur
mhm.
that seems to just throw the punnage out there and just
Is it Indian
land home
restaurants?
runs all the time.
Is
No,
it Indian restaurants? Chinese
no,
restaurants?
it comes from Thailand.
Oh, the Taiwan. Oh, we had the.
They've had a few. They've had a few
We
that have
had
been
the-
really good. Like last week, we
was
had
the Titanic.
Titanic.
Just brilliant.
Brilliant.
What have we got?
In New South Wales.
Yep.
Enticing. The letter N
Letter N.
hyphen
Thai.
THIA space sing.
SING.
SING. Enticing. Come on. And who said that all the Thai people haven't got a sense of humor? No one said that.
No one said that. They were good people. Oh wow, enticing.
So
Never
to
ends,
finally
mate.
end
It never ends.
for episode 15 of the
Yes.
Two Dads podcast.
Come wrapping it up.
So I drove I drove a Tesla.
And you actually rode Snow White. Lucky you. Oh,
I rode in Snow White.
yeah, you're right. You did. And by all
Where do pancakes rise, Phil?
would have
Where do pancakes rise?
they rise? In
In the yeast.
Yep. They- much like the sun.
All pancakes rise in the yeast.
Oh, in the yeast. That's right. Brilliant. Yeah.
Please remind everyone about our socials.
Oh, our socials. Our email is two dads.
Try not to laugh about the yeast.
TOODADS.pc@gmail.com. And you can catch us on Anchor and Spotify. It is Two Dads Podcast, TOO Dads Podcast. And same on YouTube. You just tune in. So if you haven't, please give us a like, a subscribe, help move the channel along. We really do appreciate it. Any feedback. Shout out to all the, all those who do listen. We know we see the ones who listen, so we really appreciate you tuning in and listening in. Steve, one of these days, maybe before
I did speak to
episode
Steve in the
20
morning.
episode 20, we may
And I
have
told
an
him.
episode where we don't agree on something, but I don't like
He's
his
still
chances,
complaining
brother.
that all we do is agree.
I don't like
So I
This
said
is-
we're exactly like the guys in the Muppet Show. And the ones up in the balcony.
Yeah, the old guys. Well, maybe Steve should give us a topic.
Who's the avocado? Maybe Steve's the avocado.
Steve, maybe shout out to Steve. Come up with a topic which you think we may have differing, and if we did, let me be very clear. If we had a different opinion, we would absolutely share it. It's just we find
It's been too long.
it's just we've been together too long. That's how we are. So, but thanks again for everyone tuning in. Episode 15.
Thank you so much. And all the
solid driver.
feedback.
Yeah, all the feedback.
Thanks to Natalie. She's a
Yeah,
huge
appreciate-
supporter.
Yeah, but Sid drove a Tesla. By all accounts, it sounds like it is a goer. So the common sense thing is go out
Please
there,
consider
it. What
Look,
more can we
if it-
say?
the main thing is if you can afford it
Yeah.
in your life, you
Right.
should go for it
Yeah, go for
because there's nothing holding you back. As long as you got your charger at home,
Yeah. Yeah.
in between 400 to 600 of a Ks on average,
You're doing
which
all right.
no one does
No,
more
that's
than
pretty
that in their
average.
car regularly anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and you have zero maintenance.
Mm,
All you do is a safety check every 2 years. So
that's it.
insurance and the lease payments, you have to change the brakes and tires, and that's it. Otherwise, you'll be extremely happy.
Mm.
It is not like I don't think it can. It is all as much as it's like other cars. It's also unlike other cars. So
Look, the
it's
only-
interesting, and it's not. It's not to show off. It's not
I think
to
it's,
see. Have a look
yeah.
how much money I've spent.
Yeah,
you know.
no, it's not that. It's but just
The functionality and
what
the ease of use. Yeah.
I think
It's
just to
amazing.
give it some peace of mind, the only reason why you'd be calling the guy on up Ship Creek is because
Up Ship Creek.
you've run out of battery, right? That's what it sounds like. You just got to make sure the battery's charged, and this thing pretty much does what it needs to do, and that's how it's designed. So consider it. Keep
It
overnight.
certainly is ethical.
Test drive it.
It's got some ethical high standpoints.
drive.
Like it's very much of a classless. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, it
not
doesn't matter. Yeah, across the
not
board.
pretentious,
No. So
and it just really works
Yeah.
very well. And it doesn't matter how slow or how fast you want to drive. It's
that's it. Well,
just a really good experience. Is all
I
it
think
is.
it's fair to say that I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm
by
shocked in
this.
that point.
Yeah, I know,
I must say.
but I'm making a call that before the end of this year, you will have a Tesla in your garage. I reckon. That's what I'm calling.
I don't think my security is going to support that one.
I'm making a call. Thanks,
I already have a car in the garage that I don't use. So
We'll see how we go. It's only January. We're near the end of, and
it's a very expensive phone charger.
That's right. That's the end
See
of the show,
everyone.
folks. Take care. Until next time.
Take care.
Ciao.
Have a good week. What?